So are we live yet? Let's go over here, open up this. Okay, if I am live, I'm sorry. I'll be back with you in just one moment once I get completely set up here. All right. Hey, welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel for this Sunday evening session of stock analysis with Quantmod. Tonight we're taking a look at I'm going to call it, you know, used to hear talk of blue chip stocks and blue chip countries. Well, you know, I would say if any stock deserves to be called a blue chip, it is Consolidated Edison's, or as it's also known, Con Ed. Okay? Because as we can see, it was first listed in 1824. Utilities industry, longest continually listed company on the New York Stock Exchange. Originally, New York Gas Light, meaning the company, which means they provided gas, liquid gas, for household and business uses and street lights. They later expanded into electricity and even into steam power. At some point in their history, they merged with Thomas Edison's company, Edison Electric Company, to become Con Ed. Okay, and it's New York Stock Exchange, and the symbol is ED. So, again, our tools of choice is simply Quantmod. Okay, that's all it is. And we begin by clearing out the environment. We begin by loading our library. Okay, clearing that. Then we pour, and then the pour stock date all the way back to 2007. All we do is just use get symbols and the stock symbol. Then we're going to do a summary on the stock symbols, just to take a look at the date. So it goes all the way back to January 3rd, 2007, and it's updated as of Friday, 2007. So we're going to be introducing some new plot types, the key word there being type. Okay, we're going to do candlestick plots, Bollinger Bands, and bar plots. Okay, as well as line plots with the moving average. So we're going to start with the most basic function of all, chart series. Stock symbol comes from up there. All right. Auto says this gives us the default plot type, plot chart title. Theme is white. This says give us the plot only. Give us the main plot only. So let's see what we got here. Now this is interesting. I'm not quite sure why it opened over there for. That's interesting. Not quite sure why it's doing that. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Okay, that's fine. So next thing we want to do is we want to extract only the last 30 days. And this is where your first key thing comes in. Okay, we're just going to. Okay, now we're going to come over here. We're going to extract the key thing here is subset. Very, very powerful. We're going to, remember, we started with 2007. First thing I want you to notice is there's a very distinct, since 2007, including 2000. Now there was a slight fall off here, of course, right in 2008 with the crisis, with the financial crisis. But it continued to move upward. There are some, I mean, it does go up and down, but its trend is clearly up. Okay, so now let's take a look at the last 30 days worth of data. The only thing different is this right here. Yeah. subset last 30, this could be last 30 days, this could be last 6 months, maybe even the last year. Get rid of that, and run this. So now we got a candlestick. So our basic plot is a candlestick plot where you can see it does have a series of, it has had a few down days, but overall it's really pretty straightforward, right? You know, more up days and down days, and the overall trend is continuing to be up. Okay. So now we've got to go to our first plot. We're going to do a line plot for the last 30 days. Now we're going to add in some, now we're going to come back in and we're going to add in the TA, which is a technical indicator. We're going to say add SMA in equals 50. Okay. I think it's like this. Unmatched opening bracket. Oh, so it is. We don't have this bracket matched. Okay. There. Let's see if this works now. Oops. Now this is actually quite, let's expand this out 60 days, okay? Now the good news is, as you can see, it's also a good sign when your closing numbers are above a 50-day moving average. Let's try 4 months. Let's look at the year to date. Alright. Continue the above. Let's see if we can do 1 year. So now you see the power of this last function. So since February 2025, declined back above the 50-day moving average, okay? So let's try another plot then. Okay. Let's do the ever popular Bollinger Band. Let's see if this is correct. Let's come over here to help. Add B bands. Let's see what this gives us for the last year. And now we got, see all we did was change this one function down there. So now we got B bands, okay? And you can see for the most part it stayed above the 20-day average. And within this, I hate to tell you folks, I think I might have to, boy, depending on what happens at the end of this with dividends next week or week after that, I may have to start thinking about doing some Con Edison, okay? So what next? Let's go back down here now. Let's get rid of this. Right? And let's change this to candlestick. Now I know we know that, of course, is that the here's the candlestick we started out with. Okay, let's do let's go back to 6 months. Let's go back to okay. All right. Let's come down to here now. What other plots? What other kind of mischief can we get ourselves into? All right. Let's try bar plots. See if this will work. So now we got bar plots. Let's zoom in a little bit to 1 month just so we can see the plots a little better. Let's go 2 months. Oh, I forgot to mention at the start here a very important disclaimer. Under no circumstances should you use what you're about to see here to make financial decisions. The purpose of this is simply to demonstrate the possibilities you can have using the Quantmod function. It's simply a technology demonstration, okay? Now, if I understand properly, okay, what does this mean? This means the high and the low. So the difference between the high and the low, I think this is the close, this is the open, and this is the close. And these represent the high and low. So the difference between the high and low for today is pretty slim. Now if you look, there's a lot, I would say there's more green than there is red, which means there's more up days, okay? So what else could we possibly do with this one? Let's see. Is there anything else? Let's do this. Let's add maybe what else can we add? Let's look for another common. What about an MACD? Let's add. Let's change this to add function. See what we get here. Okay, so now we got the MACD, right, below the Bollinger Band. So let's come back up here. Let's take a look at line again, but this time let's add a RSI plot. Okay. Now I will also mention that. So now we got now here's the thing about ratio. Let's add a 50-day moving average here. Well, there it is. Okay, good. So now we got a relative strength index, right? and we got this. We got the closing price with the 50-day moving average. Okay, so now let's see if we can pull some dividend data. Get dividends, okay, ED, then let's do a plot. Let's do a simple plot of the IV, okay, see what this gives us. Now we got let's change this to a bar plot. I think it'll look good. Okay. Okay. So you can see that Con Edison's dividend has been pretty doggone consistent. So let's look at one more thing. Let's look at returns. And again, what I want to emphasize here is I want to emphasize how simple it is to create really good financial visualizations here. As you can see, it requires no knowledge whatsoever of programming. Now you can use a program called TidyQuant if you wanted to, okay, but that actually requires a little more knowledge of R programming, particularly R programming and Tidyverse, okay. So if all you're looking for, I mean, you know, a Bollinger Band plot is a Bollinger Band plot. It doesn't make any difference, you know, who made it. So we're going to get okay, so let's come back over here. View financial, download and view weekly returns. So we're looking for weekly and again, we're going to do a quick line plot here. Let's see what happens. So is it return? Weekly yeah. I wonder why. Well, I tell you, my friends, I'm going to leave. This is going to be a cliffhanger session. I'm going to bring this session directly to a close right now. I'll do one more thing. Let's just go ahead and render this document now. And we'll take a look at this. Okay. Not sure why that happened. But let's see if we got anything here. I would say this one here is probably the best. So let's stop right there. Pause. Let's pause and give give YouTube a chance to grab this screenshot here. Okay. Maybe that one there also. Dividends. And there you have it, my friends. This is your session for this evening. And let's stop right here also and give YouTube a chance to maybe pick up on this screenshot here. Okay. There you go.